Hey everybody, welcome back to Tomcat Airguns. 2021 EBR champion, right here. Wow. What can I say? I'm truly humbled to be here. I honestly did not see this coming, and it's amazing. It hasn't truly sunk in yet what just happened to me. But you know, I practiced. I did what I needed to do inside, and I made some changes, and here's the results. It's freaking phenomenal. So I don't even know where to begin. You know, the competitors that came out from all over the world made shooting this event what it is, and they really, you have to be on your game just to qualify. So it's really humbling to be up there with all those other shooters that put up such great competition, and to be among them. Just that alone is, in my opinion, qualifying is like winning. So it's really great. I don't know really where even to begin with making this video, but I think the best thing to do is with a few thank yous. And I could go on and on, but I'll kind of tighten it up a little bit. Thank you first and foremost to Airguns of Arizona. Without Airguns of Arizona, this event wouldn't take place. So obviously, thank you so much for putting on such a great event, well organized. All the staff at AOA and everyone that helps out with the event, you've made an event that runs smooth and is on time and is just really, really great to be a part of. And if you guys are out there watching this video saying, oh man, I kind of wish I would have went even if I wouldn't have competed, go. That's how I got into it. Go. And even if you spectate, I would recommend shooting. I would really highly recommend that. But go and be part of the event. It's really awesome to be there and see the shooters and have those conversations. Thank you to Daystate. Obviously, I mean, look at the rifle. It did the job. It did multiple jobs at that competition. So, and they were the top sponsor of Extreme Benchrest. So, thank you so much, Daystate. Honestly, I could go on and on and on about every little accessory on my rifle and thank that manufacturer, that retailer, whatever. I'm not going to do that, but I would like to send a special thanks out to a fellow shooter that I've been working with that has truly transformed me as a shooter and opened my eyes to my own weaknesses and taught me and helped me to overcome those weaknesses. And that's what really made this possible. Yeah, so thank you to that person. I'm not going to say who it is, but thank you very much. So where do I start with a video like this? I mean, really, where do I start? You guys want to know how I won EBR. Cut to the chase, right? Well, practice for one thing. A lot of practice went into my mental conditioning and my rifle and all that stuff. So did I tune my rifle a certain way? Yes and no. My rifle is tuned. I didn't tune it. I sent it to Airguns of Arizona and I said, hey, it's not giving me the groups that I'm looking for. I sent it back, and I'm going to bring my most accurate rifle to competition, and that's the rifle I'm going to shoot. Here it is. This is not a Gen 1 Red Wolf. This is a Gen 2. It does not have the Healy board in it. It's got the GCU2. So it's almost stock. I don't want to say it's stock because it's almost stock. Two things I changed. One was my quick lever for speed. The second thing is this rifle started out as a 25 caliber. I made the decision to change it to 22, and when I sent it to AOA to get, to say, hey, I want nice tight groups out of this gun, I said change it to a 22 as well. That's what I want it to be, and that's where this rifle is happy. It just shoots it well. It is the high power model. I've got a 30 cal 0 dB moderator, special edition with the orange, Hawk scope, and Crawford and Lift buttstock, obviously an accu-tac bipod. And let's see. Oh, I got the larger bottle too. I can't tell you how many shots I get out of this rifle. Honestly, I don't know. How fast am I shooting? I think, and I'm gonna cover that later in the video, but I think I'm shooting at about 970. I'm checking my little shot card here. 972 feet per second. Shooting, JSB redesigns. You know, best in the biz right there, so that's what I'm shooting. Did I sort, wash, weigh, you know, take it to the nth degree? Yeah, I definitely looked into my pellets and I put them through the process of picking out the best ones. Washing still, in my opinion, makes the biggest difference, but try it with your rifle because some rifles like washed pellets and that's it. Some rifles like washed pellets that are then lubed. And even on Team Wolfpack, the shooters have different perspectives. Like, hey, I wash, but man, I always lube. My gun does not like straight washed pellets. So you got to try that with your rifle. I can't tell you the answer on that. So back to how I won EBR. I listened to what the other shooters have been saying through the years. For some shooters, it's I wait for the wind I want and I shoot my card really fast. Great. Noted. For other shooters, it's hey, I'm patient. I'm watching my wind flags. I'm feeling the wind. I'm paying attention to every little detail, and I wait for when conditions are right for my shot. Great. Noted. And then there's other people that shoot, you know, they shoot their card and they're kind of all over the place. I don't really understand that. Some people shoot up and down. My personal preference is to shoot from right to left, every row, depending on the wind conditions. I may zigzag if I'm really rocking and I'm really in the moment. You know, I might just zigzag up the card, but a lot of times I'm a right to left shooter. Personal preference. I thought about what everybody was saying throughout the years, and then I applied it to myself, my shooting style, and what works for me. And I tried different things. This works, this doesn't, and I found a balance between all of those different styles of shooting. And I guess if I had to put it into words, I'd say I shot fast when I needed to, I was patient when I needed to be, and I listened to those little hairs on the back of my neck. Whenever they stood up, I stopped shooting. And I'm like, just stop, don't take that shot. That's you as a shooter and all your experience telling you something's not lining up right here. Now, did I focus on my cheek weld and eye relief and all that? Yeah, of course. You know, you have to have that baseline, that steady line of I have the right pressure on my buttstock. I've got my right cheek weld, my eye relief perfect. You know, I'm looking at the right target. I'm looking at the right target. When it comes to shooting at your best, I think it's a really good thing to have someone that you can talk to, someone that challenges you, and Team Wolfpack has done that for me. They've really pushed me to the next level in my shooting, talking to the team and sharing our notes and our successes and failures with shooting and tips, tricks, all that type of stuff. If you as a shooter can team up with someone, even if it's just one or two other shooters, you start having that conversation. Someone that you respect and someone that challenges you as a shooter. I've got a couple different people on Team Wolfpack that, no surprise, that challenge me because you look at who's on the team and they're top shooters. They're freaking amazing shooters, every one of them. Like for speed, John Bagakis and I are right here, head to head. And like many of you who watch me shoot speed, you're studying my moves, you're studying like how does he do all that stuff? I don't know, fast. Well, I'm studying John Bagakis because he does things different than me, and I admire what he does. So I'm chasing him, he's chasing me, so we really push each other and we're really shooting right at that level. I want to share a story with you guys from Extreme Benchrest Day 2. This is qualifiers at 75 yards. I'm sat down on my bench, I got everything ready, my gun's aired up, I'm ready to shoot, everything's kind of how I want it, and I had a few minutes, like a minute and a half or so, until we shot. So I got up off the bench and I stepped back and I'm just kind of stretching around a little bit, you know, doing a little stretch routine, and I look off to my right and I look down the line and I see these great shooters down the line. I mean, this is Extreme Benchrest. You got shooters from around the world, so it's like, man, I got some good competition down there. Look off to my left. And I'm looking down the line, and I see this one shooter. Doesn't know I'm looking at him. We don't lock eyes or anything. He's just doing his thing. He's getting his gun ready. And I started to focus on this one shooter. And I started staring him down. Right? He's sitting there looking this way, doing this. And I'm like, you know, I'm really getting kind of built up a little bit. Like, I want to beat that guy. His name's Bobby Corcoran. You'd see him walking around. He's got like the Fabio locks. And I focused on Bobby. His day 1 card was outstanding. His day 2 card was outstanding. He's a monster shooter. And I knew if I'm going to shoot my best, I better be chasing somebody like that. I better be giving that person a run for their money. And I focused on him. I stared him down, and I got it in my head. I want to beat that guy. And that was motivating enough for me in the back of my head. It was motivating enough to where I shot a great card. I can't tell you if I outshot him or not on day 2, but it didn't matter. The point was, here's my day 2 card, 239 with 11x. That's a good card. What do you got? 9, 9, 9, 10, 9, 9. Oh my gosh, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10, 9, 9. I mean, there's an 8, 1. That is the best card I've ever shot in my life. This card right here. Best ever. And I kind of blame Bobby a little bit for that because he just motivated me. And that's what I'm talking about with teamwork. You motivate each other to strive to do better. It's very important to have those types of people, even if they're distant, have them in your lives and have them in your shooting routine. So let's go over my equipment next. I've got the Daystate Red Wolf. It is the 2nd gen, so it's got the GCU2 board in it. And it didn't start out as a 22. It started out as a 25. There's no special recipe there. It's just, that's the story of this rifle. 22 cal, I've got a 30 cal 0 dB moderator on the end. Why a 30 cal? Because it was a limited edition orange color and I really wanted the orange. That's it. I would be just as happy if that was a 25. I would not be as happy if it was a 22. Having that ultimate silence is not as much of a priority to me as having that ultimate accuracy. So my personal preference is to upsize by 1. This has the Daystate Art barrel in it. Let's see what else. Oh, this is the new Hawk Sidewinder scope. This is the 6-24 by 56. I love the reticle on this. They only have one model that I like the reticle even more, and I'm probably going to get that and put it on this rifle, and that's the Frontier line. But I just like it. The big 56 bell, that's a lot of light through, so, and I just love the reticle. It's all, I'm very fussy when it comes to reticles. So this one appealed to me, that's why it's here. I do have a scope level on it, and I always use that. Let's see, sports match rings. These are the adjustable up and down, not side to side and up and down. Let's see. Oh, Crawford and Lift, of course. I got a Crawford and Lift buttstock on here. Freaking thing's awesome. I decided I usually don't do a buttstock change on my rifles, but with EBR and how much focus I was putting into it, I decided to make a change here, and there it is. Underneath the gun, this is just a Caldwell sandbag, not a, you know, kind of just run-of-the-mill sandbag. That's all I was using. And up front, to hold my rifle up, big surprise, accu-tac bipod, right? Well, yes, this is the BR4 G2, so it's the little guy. Normally, when I'm shooting long range, I'll swap out to my FC G2 because I want that wide platform. However, at EBR, I got up and I got everything set up, and then I realized I got the wrong bipod on here, and I said, well, I guess I'm going to roll with it because all the way back at the car, I'm not going to run back there, get my heart rate up. I'm going to roll with it. I feel confident. It's an accu-tac. I feel good about it. So I never did actually swap out my bipod. As far as bottle goes, I got an Omega Patriot. This is the newer Patriot bottle. I think it's a 66 cubic inch. I really like this valve system. This is great. It's so much easier to use than the other valve systems from the past, so really dig it. And on my line here, my fill line, is this conglomeration here. And what this is all about is this piece right here. This is an inline, a Huma inline regulator, and I can adjust this so that I can tether my rifle when I'm practicing, or I can just crank the bottle on, do something else, and come back to it and know it's not going to overfill. It's always going to be the same pressure, which for me, I fill to 250. That's where I live at, 250, and then I shoot down from there. So I like it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to adjust, but right before I left Arizona, I got the new externally adjustable Huma inline regulator. So I'm going to be replacing that with this. So I'm pretty excited about that. Another piece of equipment I use is the Air Crony. Real easy to use. Click it on, shoot some rounds through the middle, and I get some numbers. Now, I don't punch those into stray lock. I would like to, but I still have a learning curve with stray lock, so I'm not quite there yet. So when I get to competition, I grab out my Air Crony, take a couple shots, and I say, okay, how far off am I? For Extreme Benchrest, I have 972 written on my dope chart. I think down there I was shooting around 968 when I shot it through the Crony. So not a huge difference. Not enough for me to be really concerned. There's a difference, but it's just not huge. Here's my chart right here. I just tape it onto the side of my gun. This is not a beauty contest. This is competition. I don't really care so much what my rifle looks like. I care about what my card looks like. So yeah, that's what I do with that. Tape it on the side of my gun, and that way I know I'm good. And that kind of goes back into the scope. Like the redesign for the Sidewinder, I love this little window right here. Absolutely love it, because I can check it and see, am I at 0 or did I go a whole revolution the wrong way? I can check that real quick and know that I'm right. Something else I changed this year was I'm now clicking instead of holding over. I've been a holdover fan up until 2021. Now I've changed, and I like it. I see the value in it. So that's pretty much it for equipment, other than creature comforts. And when I say creature comforts, I'm talking about like the little red wagon you guys see me tow around. Creature comfort there. I've got a pad that I sit on. If the bench isn't the right height in correlation to the table, I want to change that. I want to be sitting exactly at the height that I want to be at so that I can perform the best. And if it's wrong, I'm going to address it right away there at the line. And that's another tip for you guys, is make sure when you sit down, if you're not comfortable, get comfortable. Change whatever it is. You know, these bipods have leg extensions for a reason. Make yourself comfortable, because if you're comfortable, hat, glasses, or sunglasses or clear glasses, there's overcast, you know, are you overdressed, are you underdressed? Are you comfortable? You have nice, good socks on even. Everything plays into you just being comfortable at the line to shoot. Get that out of the way. Don't have a rock in your shoe so that it's distracting you from focusing down range. This is more important than anything else. You know, like I said, you can shoot a horribly ugly gun. If it gives you 10s from top to bottom, that's a pretty gun. So make sure you're comfortable. Okay, make sure that's part of your routine when you sit down to shoot. That's all I got for you today. Guys, thank you all for your congratulations. I really appreciate it. It's just very humbling. I'm getting it from all over the place. It's really wild. So, really awesome. So thank you so much. As always, thanks for watching, and happy shooting. I almost forgot to answer the question of, did I shoot with a single shot tray or use a magazine? So the answer is both. I use my single shot tray to shoot sighters, and sighter. I'll be doing that for a while. And when I feel the time is right, I'll rip that single shot tray out of there and I'll switch real quick to a magazine and I'll start shooting. So every one of the shots above this line was shot with a magazine. All of my cards have been shot with a magazine, all scoring shots. So that kind of, I know there's an argument out there like single shot tray, the magazines kind of throw your shots off a little bit, they're less accurate. I'm like, I'm not seeing it. So, but guys, really, the new design magazines, if you don't have them, upgrade. They're freaking awesome. And I've watched the pellets go from the magazine into the barrel, and they don't do this like in other guns. They just have a little bit of a bump, just the slightest little bump during the last transfer. It's pretty cool because this magazine puts a little back pressure on the skirt of the pellet, and the probe's pushing it forward, so it hovers the head of the pellet up. The head starts to engage the barrel, and then the skirt makes the transfer. So it's all very smooth. And from what I'm seeing, it's okay to shoot magazine, and you're still going to get the same accuracy. So that's what I did, and it worked. So hey, personal preference, right? Anyway, guys, see you next time. All right, woo! Do the Rossi. Okay, guys, Rossi. Come on, guys, yeah. Excited? Can we do this? That's the Rossi.